Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. We are back with our weekly update, week 15, on a pretty good roll so far. So we're just going to touch base on what I mentioned last week of what the rental market is kind of looking like. We won't go too crazy in it, as it's just month to month kind of numbers. And we'll touch base on the good news of the inflation that just came out last week too. And then obviously we'll dibble dabble into our downtown surrounding areas, Don Mills, Leaside, Mount Pleasant, Davisville, and Yonge and Eglinton area, and the Durham area. So let's just get into, maybe we'll start with the good news of what we heard inflation wise last week. Came down a little bit more expected to 3.8. I think Bank of Canada was expecting it to be around 4. So that is some good news, especially for the news that should be coming out later today from Bank of Canada to whether they are going to increase the rates or not. Actually, it's coming out tomorrow, but you will probably be seeing this movie today when it will be coming out. Did I call this a movie? Video. Sorry, not a movie, unless you think it's a movie, but we'll just call it a video for updates. Anyways, so that's good news there, and just I believe with everything going on around the world and the constant political parties asking for the Bank of Canada to not raise the rates. And I think I did hear a stat later yesterday or a couple days ago where there's like 3% chance that they're going to raise it by the end of the year. So that's good news because there is, I believe, one more meeting with Bank of Canada by the end of the year. So if things stay this way, then it's good news in the sense that it's not going up, but it is not good news in the sense that it's still pretty darn high. And for people that are remortgaging in the next, let's say, 5 to like 8 months, are going to find it tough coming from the lows of the interest rates to the current state that they are in now. So I believe we will continue to see an uptick in listings as just some people just cannot hold on to it. If you can kind of deal with the pressure that you may be feeling once you do remortgage, maybe try and do like a little bit of a shorter, like a 2 or 3 year, and with the hopes that things do come down, or variable. This could be a good opportunity to test out the variable, even though it seems pretty tough overall. But I believe that over the next 6 to 9 months, things will start to come down. So we shall see. And let's see what Bank of Canada says on the 25th. Today is the 24th. And then, so we'll just touch a little base on the rental market that I mentioned. Overall, the rental market is kind of going down overall, but as I mentioned, there's still a lot of investors that are in panic mode and in distress overall, and not being able to afford their mortgages. So they do have to let go, because we talked about almost, I think, just over 70% of all new listings, more in the downtown core, are either vacant or tenanted, right? So those are mainly investors, and if the ones that are tenanted do get purchased by an end user, then those tenants are going to be looking for another rental. So that can kind of tick people up a bit, but and then with immigration, but I think with students kind of out of the way now, they've figured it out, and they're not going to be taking up some of the rental market. So we may see a little bit of a lull overall, but it is a pretty flat line right now. In the downtown core, we are seeing an uptick in furnished units, and then the prices are going down in unfurnished, or the opposite. Unfurnished is 1% up, and furnished is 1% down. All right, but and we're seeing that across the board. Interesting numbers. We are seeing that prices are going down a lot in Etobicoke and Mississauga and Brampton, and prices actually going up for unfurnished by 7% in Markham and 5.5% in Vaughan and Richmond Hill. So that's interesting. I think maybe there is a certain population that from immigrants that are coming into those areas, so very sought after. Again, downtown will probably be a main focus that we could kind of look at and see if prices are going to be going up in the next few weeks. Um, so those are just some interesting numbers to talk about with regards to our weekly update of the rental market. It'll kind of see what's going on, and so let's touch on the numbers for downtown area, where I do believe we will see a little bit more of price change and ups and downs of the rental market and in the resale market too. So let's get to it. The downtown areas did pick up a decent amount, not a decent amount, in active listings from 772 to 793, so extra 20 new active listings. But the interesting number is that we saw a decent uptick in new sold firm, right? So it's that could be a little bit delayed, because when we say sold firm, it means that it could have been purchased a week or so ago, and then they had a condition on finance. They have the status certificate, so those can take up to 5 to 10 business days. So these are a little bit possibly delayed, but this is the freehold side. So that's interesting to see the uptick in those. It's from 36 last week to 54 in the freehold, so that's pretty interesting. And then in the condo side, which again, so that's where there's going to be more delays. Even in the freehold side, we'll see delays from being sold conditional to sold firm, with again finance and home inspection. So those could take up to 3 to 5 business days. So things to think about there. But yeah, the condo side, we saw an uptick from 49 solds to 65, so that's a decent amount increase. And active listings, we saw it go from 2781 to 2841. So again, a decent uptick there. With the nature of the market, mortgage rates, we're going to see a few more, especially condos, kind of come into the market, right? Will we see close to 3,000 active listings for the downtown condo market? It's possible. It's gone up a few hundred, or almost it's gone up over 1,000 since the beginning of September. So if that kind of continues with the state of the market, we shall see in months of inventories upticking too. It's at 5.4 right now for the downtown condo market, which is starting to get up there to what is technically a buyer's market. So it's possibly some opportunities there. Again, to talk to your mortgage broker and a real estate person that you are interested with, hopefully us, but if not, please make sure you talk to someone to see just kind of where you may stand, if some opportunities may arise. So let's go to the Don Mills area. We saw an uptick a little bit in active listings, flat for sold firms, so months of inventory is up, price is down a little bit. Price is down a little bit overall, so not by much, but again, it's going to be up and down scenario, so we won't keep an eye on that too much. Condos in the Don Mills area, flat overall, a little bit less solds, price down a bit, month of inventory the same, so interesting. Don Mills is an interesting pocket though, so we won't focus on that too much regarding to the overall market. So the Lee side, Davisville, Mount Pleasant, and Yonge and Eglinton area, another kind of more sought after area for investors and such too. So the freehold side, we saw an uptick in active listings, one more sold firm compared to last week, which is 5 to 6. So month of inventory is up a bit, price is down a bit, but we did have that one sold last week that was, I think, 17 million. So that really skyrocketed the average price there. And then for the condo side, price is down, a few more active listings, and a couple less sold firms. So month of inventory picking up there. So that's kind of standard there, pretty normal. And in the Durham area, we saw a decent uptick in active listings, but they do have a higher number of active listings just overall. But we did see a decent uptick in sold firms from 85 to 104. So things are still moving out there too. There might be some more investment opportunities out there than downtown. So again, talk to your peeps. Hopefully, yes. And then the condo market out there, prices going up a bit. A few more active listings and sold firms pretty flat. So active, a month of inventory is up overall, which is what we expect with this market. And again, I think some people may be holding off to see what the Bank of Canada says tomorrow. So there might be a decent uptick in on everything next week. So let's find out. Again, appreciate you guys for following and watching this far if you have gotten this far. And if you have, then please don't forget to like, subscribe. I gotta start doing this at the beginning. That's what all the YouTubers do. So I'm still learning. But again, appreciate you guys and hope you have a great day. And we'll be back next week. Peace out.